dataset option and statement. In the dataset, we can make some statements and also the option. So let us take the same dataset called the employee. So when I submit it, what happens? It generates a dataset with the name called the employee in the work library. So in the work library, you will get the employee. So having name, age, sex and salary. Okay. Then I want to create a new dataset. Okay. So how to create a new dataset here? Data. Let us see. Male, female, above 25, below 25. So I am creating multiple data sets in a single instance. Male, female, above 25 and below 25. Yeah, Sanchita, if you don't mind, can you mute your mic? Set employee. Employee is already existing now. So I am copying the content of this employee into male, female, above 21, below 21. Just select and submit these 3 lines. Now see, a dataset with the name above 25 got created and below 25 got created, then female got created, then male got created. Like this. So all are having the same data, right? Just what the set statement do here, the set statement simply it copies the content of one data set into the multiple data sets, right? You are copying the employee into the 4 data sets. Then what is the advantage of copying this? Because all the data sets are having the same variable, same number of observations, and these are exactly the copy of the employee. So while copying only, we will make some conditions or some changes, right? If sex equal to male, then output male. Means I want to output the sex male into this male data set. Else if sex equal to female, then output into female. So why I am using the else here? Because I am using the same variable sex second time also. So that is the reason here I am using the else. If sex equal to m, then output male. Else if sex equal to f, then output female. Now, this time I am using a different variable. If age is greater than or equal to 25, okay, then output above 25. Else, if age is less than 25, then output below 25. Okay. See here also, I am using a new variable age. Again, I am using the same age here. So that is the reason we use the else. Okay. Now select and submit it. Now see the below 25. It contains only the 20 years age because that is below 20. Then female. It contains only one, that is female. Open the above 25. It contains the data of the 25 and above 25. Then male. It contains only the male data. Like this we can make the subset. Okay. Then in the data set itself we can make the changes also. Okay. For example, take this employee here. Okay. And I am deleting all the above data sets. How to delete? There is one more procedure also there. To pop delete data equal to. Okay. Underscore all underscore. Run. Then what happens? It will delete all the data sets. See? All the data sets are deleted from the work library. Now I am creating a new data set again called the employee. Now you can see the employee here. Then even you can make the changes here in the data set itself, like this. We can add the labels also. Okay. So we can make the changes. For example, what is this employee? Employee, it is just giving the location, work.employee. Work.employee only. But I want to give it some name. So you can label also like this. Label equal to employee details. Like this you can give some description to the data set. Submit it. After submitting also you can see the same output. But when you open the data set, here you can see the description. Work.employee means employee details. We are just labeling the employee data set name. We can label the variable names also like this. Label age equal to or name equal to name of the employee, and age equal to age in year, then sex equal to, okay, then sex of the employee. Like this you can label. Okay, submit it. Now once you label, open it. Now see the labeled one, name of the employee, sex of the employee, age in years. Like this you can see the labeled one. Okay, but when you print it, it won't print with the label. See, there are no labels. Only we assigned these to the data set. You can check the attributes also. Right click. Now see the attributes. This is the column name is name, but the label is the name of the employee. Label is nothing but the description. What is the name? Name means the name of the employee. Age means age in years. Sex means sex of the employee, like this. So these are just the description to the variable name, right? But if you want to print with the description, here you just mention the label. Means print the date employee with label. Then it will print with the labels. Okay. So this is just labeling the dataset name. Okay. Now, even we can rename also. For example, I don't want to make it as a sex and salary. I want to change them into rename. Rename equal to, I want to convert the sex into some gender. Then salary equal to some income, like this. Submit. Now see the output. It contains the gender and income, not the sex and salary. Even when you open the data set, you can find the gender and income only. Means totally we replaced, the gender, income, okay, on the sex and salary. Okay, so it is renaming. Means if somebody gives us a data set, if you want to rename the labels, then you can simply rename like this. Okay, but for example, I want to rename the employee. Here, somebody gave us this data set. Let us assume somebody gave us this data set. Okay, so we don't use this data line, right? So you can make the changes like this also. Data employee. Means you are creating a data employee. Set employee. Set employee means again you are copying the existing data set into the new one. But new one also the same name. Got it? Now into the new one you can just change the name. Like this. Change the name. Then run. Then software data equal to employee. See, I will show you once again. See, now this is the employee, right? When you open the employee, okay, so it contains sex and salary, right? Sex and salary. Now, I am converting the sex into gender, salary into the income, but with the same name. See, copy. Now open the employee. Now see, it contains the gender and income, right? If somebody gives us the data set, then create a new data set with the same name and then copy into that new one and make the changes whatever you want. So this is like making the changes. Even if you want, you can keep some variables and you can keep some, you can drop some variables also. Okay, let me show you with one more example. See, I want to drop this sex. Simple. Keep equal to, or I want to keep name, salary only. These two. Submit. See, then it will show only the name and salary. Open it. You can see only the name and salary. Okay. So this keep option is making the changes to the employee. Okay. So it's the keep. Keep means you can keep the selected variable. Or otherwise you can drop also. Drop means to drop. So I want to drop the salary. Simple one. Salary I want to drop. Submit. So this is, to drop and to select the variable. But you can use this keep and drop as a options also, not as a statement. See, now these are the options. Right? Keep is an option, but you can use it as a statement also. What is the statement? Statement means that should be the first word in the line. See, keep now is a statement. So it will do the same function. Name character. Here also you can use the same. Drop salary. So it will do the drop. Okay. So you can make the changes in the data set itself. Okay, by using the keep statement and drop statement, you can select the variables, and you can rename, and you can make the labels also. Okay, so fine. Now let me show you some input style. So there are different types of the input styles. Okay, so we have the data like this. Okay, employee. This data is separated with spaces, just the spaces, right? And submit it, it will give the output. So there is no problem, nothing will happen. But if the data contains, the observations or the values more than 8 length, see for example, Anil, if I am giving Anil Kumar, some Anita Rao, okay, some Rahul Gandhi, like this, submit this. See, it's not giving the complete Anil Kumar, right? Rahul Gandhi also is not giving. Rahul GAN only is taking. Why? Because by default SAS reads only 8 bytes. Okay. By default SAS reads only 8 bytes. So you should see by default SAS reads only 8 bytes. Only 8 bytes. 8 bytes equal to 8 characters or 12 numeric. 12 numeric. So that is the reason numeric data will take the less space. Means 1 character equal to 1.5 numeric. Okay. So but in SAS by default it will take only 8 bytes. Check the attributes. It's the employee, right? The employee, right click, go to the view column, now see. It's taking the length of 8 only. For numeric and character it is taking by default length of 8. But you can make the changes. You can make the changes like this. Here 8 is not sufficient for this Anil Kumar. Anil Kumar is 9. And the Rahul Gandhi is like more than 9, right? See 3 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Rahul Gandhi is 11. You take the bigger one. So 11 means you should give the length of 11 like this. Length for name. What's the length? 11. Like this, give the length statement and submit. Now, see, it's giving the Rahul Gandhi correctly, Anil Kumar also correctly. Now, open the column attributes and see, name, it is taking as length 11. Means you can increase the length or you can decrease the length. See, for text, also it is taking 8, but we don't want 8, right? So make it as some 3. Text, submit. See, Anil Kumar, open the attributes and see. Name is taking 11, text is taking as 3. Okay, but you will get a small doubt here. First you are getting the name data set, but in our data we have the name A section, but here it is giving the name sex agent. See, always after the data, whatever the variable you write, so in that sequence it will give. It is not as per the input statement sequence. Okay. Sorry. So it will give you as per the sequence, after the data set. Here after the data you can see the name first, later sex. So that is the reason it's taking the name and sex. Later there is an age and salary. So it will give the age and salary. It won't make the changes to the length of the character variable. But numeric should be 8 only. So it's not possible to make the changes to the numeric length. Only the character length you can define. You can increase it or you can decrease it. Okay. But the default is 8. Okay. So like this you can see. Or let us see. The data is given to us in this way. Okay, in this way. How to read this one? Anil, it's okay. But age, sex, salary, it's all, there is no space in between. Okay. How to read it? If you read it, it will give an error. See, it's giving like this. And in the log window also you can see it is showing some invalid data. So it's an error. So how to read this one? Use the column input style. So what do you mean by column input style? Column input style means, see, where is the name here? Where is the name? So you put your cursor here. Okay. So what is the position of my cursor here? You can see in my SaaS environment. Can you see my recorder panel? The WebEx recorder panel. So below the WebEx recorder panel, you can see line 438 and column 1. If you can see my date display in my system, just about the time display in my system, you can see line 438 and column 1. Okay. So means my cursor position is in line 438 line in the programming window, and the column is the 1. So it's the column 1. So data started in first column, right? So name started in first column 2, and where it stopped, you put your cursor here before A, Anita. That is the biggest one. So it is showing 6. So 1 to 6 columns the data is for the name. Then where the age started, age is in 8th column. Then 8th to 9th column is the age. So 8 to 9 columns is the age. Then there is the sex, it is in 10th column. So use the 10. Then where is the salary? It is in 11 to 15 columns. So 11 to 15 columns is the salary. Okay, submit this. Now see the output. It's giving properly. Right? So this is called the column input style. So this is called the column input style, or we call it as a fixed width style. Means from the fixed width columns, we are reading the data and creating the data set. Okay. So this is a fixed width, right? Fixed width also used in this situation also. See, Rahul Gandhi, some Ravi Kumar. There is some space in between this, right, under the name. But if I don't use that column number, then it will read only the name. It will read only the Rahul, because it will read up to this space, right? So, see, you can see the wrong output here. Name it is taking only the Anil, Anita, Rahul, Ravi. Then under the age is trying to take the Kumar, Gandhi, so it's not giving. But here, age is 25, right? Because after the Anita we have no second name. This is 27. So that is the reason it's taking the age. Anyway, it is wrong output. So, in this situation also you can use the column input style. Where the Rahul started, it is in 1 column, and Gandhi it is in 12th column. So just give 1 to 12 columns is the name. The remaining are okay, fine. Then you will give the proper output. Okay, in this situation also you can use this column input style. Okay. Then even we can use the column input style in some other conditions also. I will show you where to use that. Okay. Now, this is the formatted input style. So what is the formatted input style? Formatted input style means always the format end with the dot. Okay. Let me show you. So the same one I want to do with the formatted output style. Formatted input. So what is the formatted input? Name. Where the name started? Rahul. It started in first column. You can write like at 1. It started at first column. And what is the length for this Rahul Gandhi? You have to count. Rahul 5, space 6, and then 6, 12. So 12 dots. It is nothing but 1 to 12. Starting at 1 and up to the 12, it is for name. Then the remaining are okay, no problem. It will take automatically. But the text here, there is no space, right? So you can write where it is in 16th column. So at 16th column, the text. How many columns? It is only 1. So 1 dot is the length. Submit it. Now see, you got the correct output. So this is called the formatted input. Format means where it started and what is the length. Okay, where it has started and what is the length. So that's the formatted input style. Then mixed input style means all together we are using like this. Here at 1, 12 dot means started at 1 and up to 12 it is for the name. Then age, plus 2 means age means remaining it will take the age. Then plus 2 means 2 spaces here. Spaces we can indicate using this plus sign. Otherwise even no need. But here the space here is plus 2. Then 6, 17 means in the 17th column. See, in the 17th column there is 6. So it's taking. The remaining is for the salary. Okay, submit this. So this is the output. Plus 2 means is nothing but the space. Space. How many spaces? For example, here after the age, okay, there are, let us make it 3 spaces. Okay, 3 spaces. Then we can show the space as 3. Then after that, 1 dot. 1 dot means after 3 spaces, 1 length is for the 6. Then the remaining is for the salary. See? For the correct output, but there is some problem. Why? Plus 3, right? After the age, plus 3. Then 1 is for 6. 1 is for 6. Later, salary. 1 dot, right? It is 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then why it is giving the error means, what is the length of the age? 8 it will take, right? By default it will take the 8 only, right? See, name 12 means started at 1 and up to 12 it is taking the name. Then later we have given it age. What is the length of the age? 8, right? So it will read the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like this. Okay? It will take up to the 8 for the age. So, no, right? Because it will take only the existing only. Then after that there are 3 spaces. I think it is better not to give it plus 3. It will take this one and 6, 1. 1 means here it is in the 18th column. So better to write the 18th column like this. We are giving the correct output. Even you can write the length of 1, 2, 3 spaces, right? Instead of this, plus 3. And age length is, age you cannot define because after the age is taking 2. Let me see. It's 18th. But when you use the 18th, then it will give the correct only. It will give the correct one. Yeah, there is some confusion this age. 12, then it is a 30th column, right? The age every time is taken correct only. Okay, let us make the ages 2 dot, these 2. Okay, then length 3, no need of this 18. Submit. Yeah, now we got it. Okay, age 2 dot. Age is still taking 2, the remaining 3 dots and space. Then 1 is for 6, the remaining for the salary. Clear. So this is the what we say, mixed input style. So these are the different input styles. Okay. Now we will see some more options. Let us see this example. So we have this, right? Anil Kumar and 20 male like this. So will it give the output correctly? No, because Anil Kumar is more than 8, but by default it will read only up to 8. So give the length to the name. Okay. So generally give the length to the name. Name is 10. Okay. Then submit the section. Now it will give the proper output only. See. And then Kumar is giving the proper output. There is no error. Okay. But instead of using the length, there is one more method also. Okay. So the same one, instead of length, you can do like this. Right? If they are in the correct columns, then no need of using the length now. Right? So where Anil Kumar started? In first column, and where it ended? Ninth column. So 1 to 9 is name, and the remaining are correct only. Submit. Okay. Now see, it is giving the correct output. But sometimes the data may not be in the, in the correct columns. It is like this. Then I want to read it. How to read it? If I use 1 to 9, means I am taking this Ravi Kumar as the bigger one and getting the 1 to 9. If I use the 1 to 9, then what happens? 1 to 9 column data will come under the name only. See 1 to 9. Then Anita 25 also, it is in between 9 only. 25 also, it's taking. So it's the wrong output. So simply here, use the colon. Okay, submit. What the colon do here? It's giving the correct output only. Means what the colon do? Colon means when there is a single space in between the given length, then it stops there only. So 1 to 9 columns. So 1 to 9 columns, there is no space. So it's given the complete Anil Kumar. Then after Anita, there is a space. Then it will stop here only. Then it will lead only the Anita. Then after Rahul, there is a space. After Ravi Kumar, there is a space. After Vinay, there is a space. See, if I put a space after Ravi here, then it won't read the Kumar. It will read only up to the Ravi. It's reading up to the Ravi only, not the Kumar. Got it? Means the colon modifier, it will stop reading when it encounters a single space. When there is a single space, then it stops. Got it? So this is called the colon modifier. And what is the ampersand modifier? Ampersand modifier means when there is a double space, then it will stop reading. See, Anil Kumar. After Anil Kumar, there are two spaces. Okay, then Anita Rani, after Anita Rani, there are two spaces. See? Two spaces. Then after Rahul Rai, there are two spaces. Then two spaces. Then two spaces. Okay, if there are two spaces, then 1 to 11. Okay, but here use the ampersand. What the ampersand do? It will read 1 to 11. But if there is a single space in between, it will read continuously. But if it found a double space in between 1 to 11, then there is a problem. See. Okay, there is no error in this. What the ampersand modifier do? Within a given length, okay, if it encounters single space, then it's called a colon modifier. Okay, within a given column definition, if it encounters double spaces, then it will stop there only. So that is the ampersand modifier. So these two are called the modifiers, colon modifier and the ampersand modifier. Okay. Now, let us see the isover. So what is the isover here? Isover means here the data is separated by comma. Okay. The data is separated by comma. And 20 name, but each observation, okay, each value in that observation is separated by comma. Then will start reading? No, it won't read. So that is the reason you need to specify in file. So what do you mean by in file? Means the file location. When is the file? There is no file. We are reading directly from under the data line, right? So this is the data line. Under the data line, there is the data. So in file means that file is existing. If there is we are reading from an external file, then use the file location. But here we are reading the data under the data line. So simply write the data line. In file data line, DLM equal to, what do we mean by DLM? It is a comma. So it's separated with a comma. Just subject. Now you can see it's a delimiter separated data. It's giving the output. But if there is some missing value, for example, the salary is missing. Here the salary is missing. Here also the salary is missing. Means only the last variable data is missing. Then what happens? Will it give the proper output? No. So instead of all the 4 observations, using only 2 observations in that too, salary is missing. Right? So this is the problem. So to overcome this, we use the misover. What the misover do? If there is any missing value for the last variable salary, then it will give the output with the missing value. See, Anil giving correctly, except the salary, because the salary is missing. Rahul also the salary is missing. These 2 are missing. Okay. So why it is giving the dot? Because if there is a numeric missing, then it gives a dot. Okay, let's here. Numeric missing, it gives a dot. Character missing, it gives a blank. If there is a character missing, then it gives a blank. But this situation here, you have a numeric that is missing. But what happens if in between values are missing? For example, take this. Take this one. Name is section salary, right? Name is okay. Age is missing and salary is missing. Then the third one, the second one nothing is missing. The third one also, name is missing, salary is missing. The fourth one, name is missing, age is missing. Then submit, it won't give the proper output. Then use the misover. So why I am using the misover here? Only for the last variable missing values to identify. Because here I have some last variable missing values also. Salary is missing, salary is missing. So this misover is only for the last variable data. But there is one more option called the DSB. What do you mean by DSB? DSB means it is a delimiter sensitive data. Means here we are specifying that the data is delimiter sensitive. Means after each delimiter or before a delimiter, that is comma, there should be some value. It is a delimiter sensitive data. So that is the reason what it thinks. There are 2 commas. It definitely thinks that there is some missing value in between the 2 commas, like that it will think and it will make it as a missing value. So see the output now. It's giving Anil. Age is missing, so it's giving the dot. Salary also the numeric, so dot. See the third one, the name is missing. Name is a character. So if the character is missing, it gives a blank. So it's giving a blank. The salary, so dot. Here again in the fourth one also the name is missing, so blank. Because the name is a character. So the DSB means the delimiter sensitive data. Okay. So this is the DLM, DSB and misover option. Okay. You can use this in the in-file statement. In the in-file statement we use different options. Okay. Now let me show you one more option called the trunk over. Okay. So what do you mean by trunk over? Yeah, before going to the trunk over, let me explain you what is an input and input underscore null underscore and file name statement. Okay. So after that I will be explaining you the trunk over. See, I want to read the data from an external file. Okay, let me show you. So this is the data. In my data I have a folder called the data. In this folder, let us think that I have this employee or I have this new. I want to read from this location. How to read from this location? Just give the detail data and the text file name, right? So data, new, in file. So where is the file? It is in detail, data, new.txt. Okay. Then what are the variables? Name, age, section, salary. So write the input, name, age, sex, then salary. Okay. Next, here instead of creating the new data set, I am simply using null. underscore null underscore means it won't create any data set. What the underscore null underscore do? It won't create any data set. I told you already. What's an in? In means to read inside. Always in means to read. Okay. In file means to read from the file. Put means to read the data. Data under the given variable. Under the given variable. But if I use file, in file means to read from your file. File means to write to your file. To write to your file. Then what do you mean by put? Means to read the data, to write the data under the given variable. Okay. So here in file means I am reading from this file. Input means I am reading the data under this heading or under this column. That's all we are reading. Now file means I want to write to a file. The D drive. I am creating a small file. Okay. So okay, I am creating a file with a name called the Madhuri. So .txt. Then put. What is your put? Put means to write the data. So I want to write the name. Okay, and sex, salary, not the age. That's all. Means I am reading from an external file and I am writing to an external file. I am reading these 4 variables, but I am writing only these 3 variables. Okay, select and submit. Now check the location detail. File got created with the name module. Open it. You can see the name, sex and age only because we selected the name, sex and salary only because the name, sex and salary. What it means? We are reading from this file and we are writing to this file. Means we are using the class as a mediator. Okay, and reading from this file and writing to this file. Okay, but here we are not creating any data set here because underscore null underscore will create no data set. Okay, then here you need to remember one more thing. Instead of using the external location, simply if I use the print, always remember print is nothing but the output. So print means print into the output window. Okay. So print is nothing but the output window. Print is nothing but the output window. So file print means, what do you mean the file? In file means to read from the file. File means to write to a file. So you are writing to, print means output window only. So it writes to the output window as it is writing to a file. Okay. Then if I don't use the file statement, then what happens? I am reading from this file, I am reading these 4 events, and I want to write these 3, but I have not given any destination. So if you don't give any destination, then it writes to the log window. It's writing to the log window. Okay? Got it. Means you should give some destination. If you give an external file location, then it writes to that file. If you use print, then it prints to the output window. If you don't give anything, then it writes to the log window. Okay. And one more thing, you can use the named output also. Named output means after each variable name, if you use the equal to sign, see, then it prints to the this file like this. Means each observation, okay, is assigned, like each observation containing the variable name. Name equal to Kramti, sex equal to male, salary equal to 50%. Again, name equal to Raju, like this. Each value contains a variable name. Got it? So, this is like we are reading from an external file and we are writing to an external file, or we are writing to an output window, or you are writing to the log window. Okay? And you can select whether you want to print in a named output format. This is called a named output. Means for each value we are giving a name. Got it? Now, let us see the file name statement. So, what is the file name statement here? It is simple. The first one, what we did here, here I have the data, right? In this location, D drive, I have a data folder. In this folder, I have so many like files right? See the Harika. I have some data here. Then see the Sandeep. I have some data here. And how to read it from the Sandeep generally? Name, salary and sex. It is separated by star. Okay, where it is? See data from 1 in file. Where is the file? It is in the detail. What is the file name here? Sandeep. Right? So Sandeep.txt. And it is in my detail data folder. Sandeep.txt. And it is separated by star, right? So DLN equal to star. DLN equal to star because it is separated by star or asterisk. Then input. Name is something, salary and age. Then Sandeep. Name, salary, age. Then run. Processing data equal to 1. Submit it. See, you got the correct output. Right? And I want to read the data from the same location, that is the data. I want to read from this role, or I want to read from this TDD. What is the TDD? TDD means tab separated data. Tab, you know the tab, right? So, what is the tab? Tab means the length is 8. The tab length is 8. Okay, see. After the Kranti, okay, if I write like this, the data is like this. After the Kranti, if I just type, if I just click on the tab, it goes like this. If I click on the Rajesh, if I click on the Vimala, then if I click after the age, it's giving like this. So why it is taking this much of length here and this much of length here? If I use the tab, because if you use the tab, the length will be 8 with the data. See, Kranti, what is the length of the Kranti? 336. Then later, 2 empty spaces. Means totally the length is 8. Rajesh, what is the length of Rajesh? 6. Then later, 2 spaces. Kranti is 7, right? So 1 space. Rajesh is 6, so 2 spaces. Okay. For example, if you use some Vima or some Seema, okay. After the Seema also, if you just click on the tab, it will be 4 spaces because Vima is 4 only. Then later 4, 8. Then 37. Here how many spaces you can see? 6. 6 because 37 plus 6, 8. 37 is 2, then 6, 8. Then after 50,000, if I use the tab, then it will give the length of 3 because these are 5. Then later it will give 3. Here also it will give 3. So this is called the tab separated. Tab means it will give you 8 along with the text. The length is 8 tab. Then I want to read the data from this column. Where is the file located? Okay, let me check it. Data. Let us make it as string 2. Where is the file located? In file. In file, it is located in the same location, right? Data. So that is the reason. Better to give like this. File name. Give some name to that location. Okay, some rabbit. Then data. Means to this location I am giving a name called the rabbit. Okay, that's it. Then instead of using this data, here use rabbit. And what is the file name here? The file name is TDD. Right? Then use the TDD.txt. Close it. Rabbit means it is the data. So from this location you are selecting the data from this file. And this is located, it is separated by DLN. What is the DLN? It is a tab, right? So we represent the tab with 09x. Okay, 09x is the tab. Then input. What are the variables here? Name, age and tab. So name, age, tab. Run. Then top print data equal to 2. Run. You got the correct output. Kranti, Rajesh and Seema. Kranti, Rajesh and Seema. Okay, so this is what the file name do. The file name statement, it will, you are naming the location using the fine statement. Then let us see, instead of zero data also, Sandeep.txt, we can use the rabbit here. Here, you can use the rabbit and Sandeep.txt. Then it will work using the same output. So this is the file name statement. Clear? Now, I want to read the data from this file. This file, that name is the role.txt. Then see if the data is like this, in the SAS environment only. So here the data is like this. Data, role. There it is. Input, name and role. Then data name. Data run. Software data is equal to role. Will it give the output? No, because there is a space, right? So where the role is? It started in 9th column and take the bigger one, 23rd column. So 9 to 23 columns is the role. Submit it. So it's giving the correct output. Right? But I want to read the data which is from the external side. The same data. But I don't want to use it under the data lines. I want to read from the external text file directly. So what to do here? You need to give the location, right? So data role, name role. But here we are not using the data under the data. I want to read from the external file. So external file means in file. Then you can use the rabbit because that will be the same location. And what is the file name here? The file name is the role.txt. So you can use the role.txt. Okay, submit. See, it's not giving the 4 observations. Actually, we have 4. Okay, so it's not giving. Why? Because when you're reading the data from external file, there should be the data in the given column. So here I have given 9 to 26. So in this file, take the SAS. Here is the 9th position, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So there is no data in the 23rd column. So that it sits here and it goes to the Forte Oracle. That's the reason promptly you are getting correct, but Forte Oracle in the as a role, because there is no given column, there is no defined column here in the external file. So simply use the trunc over. What does the trunc over do? Means it will stop the truncation. Means generally, if there is no data in the given column, then it truncates to the next line. It goes to the next line. So to stop the truncation, means though there is no data, you are asking to read it. Okay, whatever the data present in the given column. Okay. Then to stop the truncation, here is in the trunc over. So it is giving the proper output. When we use the trunc over, the trunc over is used when reading the data from the external text file. Okay, from external text file only, not in the SAS. If you use the data under the data line, then no need of using this trunc over. Got it? So this is the trunc over. Clear? So today we did then properties of the data set. We did what are the properties of the data set? The attributes of the data set is nothing but, see, the attributes means when you open any data set here, just click on the column. Now see, these are the properties of the data set. So it's very, very important one. The variable name, then what type of variable it is, whether it is a numeric or character. Okay, then what is the length? So by default length is 8, but you can increase or you can increase or decrease the length of the character variable, but rather numeric. Numeric is by default 8 only. Okay, and 1 byte equal to 1 character or 1.5 numeric. Then label is nothing but a description. So if you want to give some description to that particular variable, then we'll be using the label. Then in format will be explained in the next class, right? Then, and we'll learn about the SAS dataset options also. What are the dataset options? Like keep, drop, statements. So these are all the dataset options of statements. Then we can use the different styles of reading the data also. That is input styles. What are the input styles? List input, column input, then formatted input, then mixed input. There are different types of inputs. Then what the truncover do? When we are reading the data from external data, we use the truncover to stop the truncation. Because if there is no data in the given column, then it will do the truncation. So to stop the truncation, we use the truncover. Then there are some modifiers called the colon modifier and ampersand modifier. What the colon modifier do? If there is a single space, then it stops there only. If it encounters a double space, then the ampersand modifier stops. These are the modifiers. Then coming to the mistover. What the mistover do? If you are reading the data which is separated by some delimiter, okay, then there is some last variable missing, then we use the mistover. Then what the DSG do? DSG means delimiter sensitive data. Means if there are any in-between values are missing, we use the DSG. Then if there is a numeric missing, it gives a dot. If there is any character missing, that gives a blank. Okay. So this is about the DSG and mistover. And coming to the underscore, null underscore. What do you mean by null underscore? Means it won't create a data set. But you can read from an external file and you can write to an external file also. Let's call the underscore, null underscore. Right? Then if you use the destination, if you use the file statement, then it writes to the destination. Otherwise it writes to the output window when you use the print. But if you are not giving any file statement, then it prints to the log window. Okay. So this is about the underscore, null underscore, then input statement and put statements. So these are the different statements. Now let us see the double trailing. So what is the double trailing? Double trailing is simple. Generally SAS reads one observation from one line, right? See if I submit it, see it is reading only the 4 observations. Why? Because in the first line it is taking the study and just a number. Study number. Like this you got only the 4. But in the reality it contains more than 4 observations. PG 140, PG 50, PG square, like this it has to read. Means it has to read continuously. Means to read continuously, simply use the double trailing at the end of the input statement. Then it will read continuously. See? PG 140, PG 50, like this it will read continuously. See this example. Sector, manager, department, field. Double trailing. So it will consider the first one as sector, the manager, department, field. Then again sector, manager, department, field. Sector, manager, department, field. It won't give the 4 observations. It will give you 16 observations. 16. Okay. So this is the use of the double trailing. Then coming to the mathematical sequence. The mathematical sequence is generally in everywhere we use the same sequence. So BODMAS, brackets, operators, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Right? See, A equal to 3, it's for the power of 3 square. Okay, 3 to the power of 2 into 2 plus 3 minus 4. They are also the same, 3 to the power of 2 into 2 plus 3 minus 4. But just I use this in the bracket. Just I kept a bracket in 2 plus 3 submit. See, it's giving the 17 and 41. Why? A equal to 17 is giving and B equal to 41 is giving. Why? Because you have to follow the BODMAS sequence. First consider the things in bracket. So the first one no bracket. Then operators. 2 to the power of 2, 9. Then division, there is no division. Then multiplication. 9 into 2, 18. 18 plus 3, 21 minus 4, 17. Second one, first consider the values in the bracket. 2 plus 3, 5. Then 3 to the power of 2, 9. Right? 9 into 5, 45 minus 4, 41. Okay. So this is a sequence we use in all the software tools. Outside also use the same sequence. Now, reading one observation from multiple lines. Okay, like this. See, I have name, age, sex and location. Like this. Name is in the first line, age and sex in the second line, then location is in the third line. Again same. Name is in the first line, age and sex in the second line, and location is in the third line. Means multiple, we have one observation, but one observation is in multiple lines. It's a uniform way, one observation in multiple lines. So simply use dash. 1, line 3, location. Just giving you the proper one. But it is the same statement, right? But you can split one statement into different lines also. To make it convenient. In the first line, name. Second line, age and sex. Third line, location. But instead of the dash, you can simply use the dash also. Okay, submit. So it will give the proper output. But there is one more advantage with this one. You can select also. See, I don't want the sex from the second line. Then I don't want the location from the third line. See, you got only the name and age. You got the name for the first one, and the second line age. Okay. So there is an advantage. I want only the name. You simply name. Then nothing in the first line, nothing in the second line also. Okay. Anyway, it is a single statement. Okay. You got only the name. If it is a text file, you can do. If it is a text file, you can do, but it's not possible to do from Excel sheet like that. So if you want to get from the Excel sheet in this way, there is one more function called the mode function. That I will explain while we are discussing with the function. Okay. Here just we are learning the data management. But you know, in the real time we never use the data line. You can remember this one. In the real time we never use the data line. Okay. Now, let us see the what is that? ODS and let us see the proc print 2. So proc print 2 means generally, see, for example, here I have like multiple data sets, right? I want to print this class. What happens? Just proc print data equal to proc print data equal to set. Proc print data equal to class. If you submit it, what happens? It prints to the output window, okay, and also it prints to the log window about the program. But this time I am clearing the log and also I am clearing the output window. No, nothing is there in the output window and the log window. I want to write this to an external location, the log and output. Got it? See, like this. Proc print to print equal to. Means I want to print the output to some data madhuri.txt. Okay. Then proc print to log equal to. I want to print the log to some sanchita.txt in the data. The data. Means I have given a separate location to the text file, log as well as to the print. And that time use proc print to submit. See, it has not printed to the output window and log window also. Then go to the data. It created 2 files. Open the Madhuri, it contains the output, like output window content. Open the Sanchita, it contains the log content. Means you can redirect the log location and the output location to some external files. Using this proc print. We are printing the log to some other file. We are printing the output to some other file. So this is called the proc print. Okay. Now, one more thing that is called the end equal to option. End equal to option. End equal to means if you want to select, okay, some, okay, let me show you. I have these files, right? So I am reading from role. How to read from the role? So already we did this program. Role. Yeah, let us take this trunk over. Okay. So what this do? Rabbit. Rabbit is already given the location. What is the rabbit? Rabbit means derive data. Role.txt. From this file, I am reading this under the name and role using this trunk over. So it will give the correct output. But I don't want all the 4. I want only the last one. So simple. Here use the end equal to. Is last one equal to. End is nothing but the last one. End equal to. Give some name. For example, I am giving EOF. Or you can use any name. EO, ABC or end means to the last observation I am giving a name called EOF. Okay. Then if EOF equal to 1. Always in fact 1 equal to yes. 1 equal to yes. 0 equal to no. 1 equal to yes and 0 equal to no. So to the last one I named it as EOF. And I am asking EOF equal to yes. Means print the last one. Now see, it is printing only the Raju, which is the last one. See, out of 4 observations, it is just printing the last one only. If EOF is equal to 1. But if you don't want the last one, then EOF is equal to 0. Means don't print the last one. Then it will print only the first 3, not the last one. Means this end equal to option here we are using whether to print the last one or not to print the last observation. Okay, so it works only when reading the data from external files. Okay, so end equal to option works when reading the data from external file. Anyway, I think the data lab also will work. Okay, so this is called the end equal to option. Then now let us see the ODS and style attribute. So what is an ODS? ODS means it's output delivery system. Okay. So output delivery system. So output delivery system means we have multiple data sets right here. Let us take this employee and this role. I want to print these two to a PDF file. Okay. And you can write like this. Proc print data equal to which one you want to print? Employee. Employee. And give a name, title. Employee data. The title should be either in single quotes or in double quotes. Then proc print data equal to, let us print the employee, then address. Address. Then title. So address data set. So these two I want to print, but not to the output window. If you print to the output window, that is called a listing output. Listing output. But you can print to PDF files also like this. ODS, output delivery system. PDF file equal to. I want to print to a file with the name called the Madhuri.pdf. Where the data. Run the program and open the data. Now you can see here Madhuri.pdf. Open it. This is employee data set, and this is the address data set. Okay. So it printed to 2 pages because 2 data sets printed to 2 pages. Okay, but you can make some styles also here. The styles I will show you in other one. So this is printing to a PDF file. Okay. But if you want to print to an RTF, what's an RTF? What's the PDF? You know, right? Portable document format. Then what is the RTF? RTF means rich text format. That is nothing but the word. Rich text format is nothing but the word format. Then here also use the RTF. I want to print to Madhuri.rtf. Submit. Then go to this location. Now see, it will create a Madhuri.rtf. It's a word file. Open it. Now you can see both the data sets here. Employee data set and the address data set. But here it is showing the title here as a header, right? But I want to make it as a bold title and I don't want to display the page number and the page number as well as the date. Then we can make the changes. Okay. Here here, options, no date, no number. Okay. It will suppress the number and date. Later, body title. I don't want to use it as a header. I want to make it as a body title. Submit this. Then open and see. See, now it is as a title, not as a header. This is also as a title. Then I want to give some colors to the title, and I want to write these two to a single page. Means I want to make these into two columns. So simple. Columns equal to 2. Okay. Then you can add the colors to the title. See, color equal to red. Some color equal to green. So you can add the colors to the title. Submit and see. Open it. See, red color, green color. And it's writing to a same page. Got it. It's writing to a same page. Clear? So, this is the writing to the RTF file. Okay. Now, you can write it to an HTML file also. Okay. So, let me show you how to write to HTML file. So, you can write like ODS HTML page equals. HTML contains 4 parts. Page, content, body, frame. So, I am giving a different name like Priyanka 1, 2, 3, 4. Priyanka page is a page. Then Priyanka content. Then Priyanka frame. Okay. So, Priyanka underscore body like this. Then later, print these two. Print these two. At the end, use ODS HTML close. Submit this. Now, open the detail location. See, Priyanka body means it will just give the body, HTML body. See, this is the HTML body. Okay. Now we can use the content. Content means it will give the page content. See, work.employee, work.org. If you click on it, it will give it. Then it is the page. It will give the page number. Page number 1, page number 2. If you click on the page 2, it will give the page 2 content. Then if you click on the frame, it will give all. See, table of content, table of pages, and the body of the HTML also. Got it. So this is the ODS output delivery system. But in the output delivery system, you can use different colors also. For example, earlier we created a RTF file, right? So here you can use the style. Style equal to some BSD. Submit it. Okay. Now open. You can see it's in a different style. No, right? Okay. So style equal to some. Sorry, it is a D3D, not the BSD. Okay. Submit. Now see, it's a different style. Right? Then, if you want the list of the styles, you can use the procedure. Box template, list, style, run. Submit it. See, in the output window you can see different styles. Just now I use it the D3D. D3D. What is it style? D3. No, D3. Okay, it's not there it seems, but okay, let us use the banker style and see. Here, instead of this one, use the banker style. Okay, and submit and see. See, now it's a different style, right? A different banker style. Like this, you can use up to 40 styles. Okay, if you want the list, just type this one. You can give the list. Okay, so you can create an XML files also. XML means like ODS, XML flows, ODS, XML file equal to some detail. Okay, and dot XML. You give the XML extension, submit it. Then open a detail. See, this is a XML file. So you can see here the XML content. So it will create the XML 5000. Okay, so this is called the output delivery.